Hey guys, so today I thought I would vlog a study day. I've seen quite a few YouTubers do this, and this is a study day from my home just because obviously when I study at the Derby Uni Library, the zone I study in, you can't speak whatsoever because I prefer like utter kind of mostly like silence. Sometimes I will listen to music. It just depends on what section I'm doing and stuff. So I thought I'd do kind of like a vlog kind of thing. So it is currently 8:30, as you can see. I like to study in the mornings opposed to in the afternoon/evenings, just because I'm more awake then. It's a bit annoying because with the Open University, the tutorials, most of them are in the evening, so it's like I need to kind of get a lot of caffeine in just to kind of be able to stay concentrated. But overall, I prefer doing mornings. So the plan for today is to carry on doing through the modules. Also that I'm currently is getting some information. So basically I've got a book. Let me show you. So this book here, no, that's not this one. This one here is where I put information on stuff from other books in case I will need it. I am somebody who likes to read. Like if I'm doing a subject, I like to read more on that subject. With the Open University, it is going to depend on if they want you to, depending on the course, if they want you to use extended sources. So the one that I'm doing, health and social care, it's not frowned upon, but you won't get like, but they want the majority of it from the actual book that they actually give you, which I'm not even going to get into that because there's this controversy with the Open University about a certain person they called, which they're saying they're still keeping it even though it's not correct, that Mary was a Palestine, which I don't know where this even came from because it's not right anyway. I'm not even getting started on that, but whatever. So I like to look at other extended other outsources as well because it helps me explain a topic that I might not fully understand. But yeah, it all depends on what course you're doing, if you're allowed to in your assessments quote external opinions and sources and stuff like that. So when it comes to note taking, I am old fashioned and I prefer actually writing opposed to typing, just because I feel that when I'm writing it sits in my head a lot more. Like I take in the information a lot better opposed to just kind of like typing. But that's kind of my kind of preference. I love it when we get given like mini tasks to do to share with others, because it takes a little bit of a break from like the endless reading sometimes. Especially now near the end of level 1, a lot of this module is like reading, taking notes. So each block, not block, each mod, what do you call that module? Each module in the blocks are a lot shorter because there are a lot more kind of like reading associated to it. So this is like a cool little break from that. So yeah, I do like the cool little kind of like tasks that we get to do, because it takes a little bit of a break and it kind of looks at us as like depending on which block it is as well. But yeah, look how cool. Well, I think it's cool. I've become obsessed with making beaded lanyards, and this is my personal one. I do have some on my website, which I'll, if I remember, I think I'm really bad at kind of like promoting my own store, because I always find it a bit awkward. But yeah, this is my personal one, which has my library card, my memory stick, as well as most of the time my ID in here. Yes, because I lose things. I thought, you know what, I had a lanyard. So this is from a previous lanyard, and then I was like, oh my days, I'm gonna make some lanyards. So I'm kind of obsessed with making lanyards to the point where I've now run out of elastic, which is fun. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you it. But it's basically all the main characters from the library up to Jesus. So yeah, obviously I couldn't fit all of them in there because otherwise it'd be like a very, very long lanyard. But yeah, so I really like part 3 of this task that I'm currently doing. I've still not done the first part, but those two are the ones I wanted to jump into. But what I really liked about this part is it helps you kind of look into actually what do you want to work in, what sector excites you and stuff. And I've already kind of delved into that after the beginning of this block, where it goes into the different some of the different professionals in health and social care. And the one that stuck out for me is occupational therapy. And there's so many different routes I can go into. I can either not fully qualify, but then I'll only be like a support worker or assistant in occupational therapy, or I can go for the health and social care that I'm doing now, do it to a full degree, because I was only really going to do it to level 2 or 3, do it as a full degree, and then do a postgraduate course in occupational therapy, which will then get me the certificate and be qualified to actually work in that field as a full occupational therapist. So there's many different things, and there's many different sectors you can work in, like in social groups, prisons, with families, that sort of thing. So I have currently reading a book which I borrowed from the Derby Library, but I've also picked Derby University Library. I also picked 2 others as that I'm interested in as well, because I am interested in just generally support work and maybe a play worker as well. But yeah, so this is a book I was on about. So it goes through all the different diverse roles in occupational therapists, as well as looking at ones that aren't occupational therapists in each field, but it is mainly directed at like occupational therapists. I then picked up play therapy, which I've not read yet, and then art therapy, and again these kind of go into the field of occupational therapy, I believe so anyway. So yeah, plenty of reading and decisions to actually make. Is Microsoft Publishing not a thing anymore? Like, is it literally not a thing anymore? Am I that old that they don't do it anymore? Because I like Microsoft Publisher. You could do like posters and stuff a lot easier than doing it on like Word. So I looked online, and technically it's supposed to still be there, but until like the end of this year. But I guess the university, so this is free basically, this package with the university. I think this is with most university, you get Microsoft apps free, but yeah, so they probably thought there was no point of adding it to the package. I don't know, but technically it's still available, but we'll just have to do like on Word as bullet points for this final task in this one project. So I'm kind of limited to how much I can show you. I know there's other YouTubers that will show everything, but the Open University takes can't even say the word plagiarism really seriously, and I don't want to be showing you stuff which I shouldn't be showing you. So I'd rather be safe than to kind of show everything opposed to some other YouTubers. So hence why half the time I'm just showing my keyboard and I'm showing you this homepage. But yeah, so I've not had a bath yet, so I'm gonna go have a bath. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. So I'm ahead on my modules. So when you're ahead in your modules, some tasks aren't technically open for you to use yet. So this one, I've done all the documents for this task. So when it's open, I think then I can upload it. The reason why I go ahead is because my hours at work are so kind of spontaneous at the minute. So whenever I've got free time, I'd rather be ahead than be behind. Obviously with that, I'd have to go back and do the tasks that were locked, that do the tasks that were locked that are now open. The reason for this is because obviously the organization sets the time in which you should be kind of doing each task. So yeah, this is a part-time course, and you're probably thinking, why not do full-time if you keep going ahead? As I've said before, my hours at work are spontaneous. Knowing me, if I go full-time, then I'll have loads of working hours because that is just my luck. So yeah, so there is kind of time things you are supposed to follow, but it's fine as long as you go back and do the tasks and stuff. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do after my bath, I'm gonna now go through this. When I look for kind of references and stuff and content and stuff, I don't read every single page. I will look through, like, a kind of, like, what do you call it? There's a word for it. Skim through it, and if anything pops up, then I'll write it down. Or if we're on a chapter where actually this would be beneficial, I'll read the whole chapter and pick bits out. So that's basically how I kind of do things. So yeah. I don't think I'll ever fully understand the entitlement people have to highlight or draw in a book that they don't own. I don't understand that. Apparently, you'd think uni students would know better, but apparently they don't. Yeah, the amount of books that I've got and people have highlighted it and written in it, it amazes me. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it's helpful, but at the end of the day, it's not your book. Like, you know. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird phenomena that apparently happens when it comes to academic books that people don't actually own, and it's the library that owns them. But whatever, what are you gonna do? If they're not gonna actually enforce anything, then it must be okay. But anyway, I'm gonna end this study session now. Later on I am out because now on Mondays I volunteer in an after school club. So yeah, so I'm just gonna end this vlog here. Usually when it comes to study, obviously this is a bit different because it's broken down because I started it in the morning and then I had a bath and stuff. When I have a full kind of schedule thing, when I go to like Derby to use the Derby Uni Library, I'll get there on like 8:30 and I'm usually finish around like 12, sometimes earlier there, 11. It just kind of depends on what I want to get done and stuff. But yeah.